to be able to distinguish between the different lines in our drawings, we use layers, and that's what we will be focusing on for this video. Now, let's look at the home section of the ribbon. So we're seeing draw to the left, modify, annotation, and layers. So this is the section that we're now interested in. All right, so let's go ahead and create 3 layers. All right, so to do that, I'm going to type layer. I'm going to type layer in the command line. So layer, layer in the command line, and then I click. I press enter. Sorry. Once I press enter, then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to find which icon at the top I use to create a new layer. Now each of these icons have a different purpose, but in your own time you can just put your cursor on on the icons and you'll see the name coming up or the purpose of the icon. All right, so the two icons that we will be focusing on for this video would be this one here. That's the new layer icon. We have one to delete layers and also one to see current layers. We want to create new layers, so we're going to be using this one first. So new layer, or I can press Alt plus N. All right, so new layer, and you see layer 1 coming up. Layer 1 is coming up because it's a new layer that I'm creating, and I have not named it as yet. I'm going to name this one construction line. We know from the basics of technical drawing that we begin our drawings with construction lines, and then whenever we're sure about what we're doing, then we can move to our object line. We can draw over what we have with our object line. All right, so I'm naming this one construction lines, and then I click outside of that to confirm the name. All right, I need a color, and because we're drawing in a gray space, I'm going to be using a shade of gray. All right, because I don't want the line to be highly visible. All right, so the color code that I'm using is 252, the gray color code 252, and then I press OK. The line type should be continuous because it's going to be a straight line. All right, so we want it to be continuous. Press OK. The line weight now, we're going to modify the line weight to 0.15. Modify that to 0.15 and then I press OK. All right, I need another layer. So what do? I go ahead and click the icon. When I click the icon, I see layer 1 again. This one is going to be object line. All right, so object lines. Click on the outside to confirm that. I need a color. I need a bright color. The color I'm going to use is yellow. Once I find my yellow, I click OK. Continuous line is going to be the line type. And then the line weight, no, this is what is going to make the big difference. The line weight, because when I print the drawings now, everything that is on the construction line layer will be much thicker than anything that is on the object line layer. So this line weight is going to be 0.70. Going to be 0.70. And you may choose a different line weight, but these are just the standards that I work with. All right. The next one I'm going to create is I'm going to call it my dim and text layer. All right. So new layer, dim and text. Call this dim and text. My color, the color I'm going to use is cyan. That's this color right here. Okay. Continuous line type. And then the line weight that I'm going to use is going to use 0.15 as well. All right, so I've created 3 layers, so now I'm good to go. I can go ahead and close this. Now, if you're drawing something and you want to draw it on a specific layer, or better yet, when I am drawing, or when I teach persons to draw, I always tell them to start your drawings on the construction line layer. All right, so this is the layer section. We can find the layers that we just created by pressing this arrow. All right, so the layer that we have been drawing on is a zero layer, and the zero layer came with the AutoCAD program. We did not create that, but we're going to move a bit further now and draw on the layers that we created. So construction line, that's what is active. So if I'm supposed to draw a line, right? I draw this line, it is on the construction line layer. You realize that it is not very visible. Alright, compared to this one. This was on the zero layer, so that's why it's white. Alright, this is on the construction line layer. Alright, so that's the difference that the layers provide. Now, if I should activate my object line layer and say draw a line, alright, you will realize that the color is also different. Alright, and then if I turn on line weighting down here, the status bar, you'll realize that one of my line is thicker than one. Alright, so that's what the layers does. Alright, go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to modify this drawing that I have here. I created a layer called demand text layer. So it therefore means that any text that I have in my drawing, I will be putting it on a specific layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this, highlight the text that I have, go to the layer section, press the arrow, and then I press demand text. Alright, and you realize that the color of the text changed. Now, this drawing was on the zero layer. I'm gonna put it on the object line layer. So I'm clicking to the right of it, moving to the left. That allows me to highlight everything, go up the layers, and then I click the arrow, press object line. Alright, once I do that, you realize the weighting of the lines change, also the color. Alright, I can always turn off the line weight. Alright, so I'll only see it when I turn off the line weights from here. I only see the line weights when I actually print my drawings. Alright, so that's how you use the different layers. As I showed you how you draw on the layers, and also how you change a drawing from a layer to another. Alright, so if I wanted to put this layer back on the construction line layer, I could. If I want to put it back on the text layer, I could. Alright, so that's how we use our layers in our drawings. Alright, please stay tuned for the next video. We will be starting to do some plane geometry constructions um, in AutoCAD. So we will be using everything that we have learned so far to explore the CSEC syllabus. Alright, so stay tuned for that one.